What is up, you guys? Zodes here, and I just want to say it's goddamn lonely out here, and it's a lonely path for those of us who are awake. Once your eyes are open, you can never go back. It's everyone who is truly a star seed, a chosen one. I don't like using those terms because they're thrown around so much and everyone's a light worker or a chosen one. I'm talking about the real 144. Let's use the term the awakened ones. I like that. Those who are awakened, those who are awake. Once you have been opened up in ways of this world, once you have awakened to see all the darkness and corruption that has taken over, and you have gone through your own personal trial after trial, and suffering after suffering, this never-ending journey, and now you're coming into a place where you have healed. And honestly, all of us have gone through such difficult times, and through the guidance of spirit and our inner souls, we have come to a point where we have mostly transformed all of that darkness, alchemized it with our own spiritual practices and our own spiritual work, mostly behind closed doors, sometimes outdoors when you've got your feet in the grass, your feet in the sand. But yeah, man, it's I'm not here to preach, really. I just wanted to say it's a lonely path. What helps me is that our souls came here for a higher purpose, and we rejected this world before we were even born. We were born to come here and go through the trials and sufferings of this world, and then be awakened to this so we could assist others in their own healing. For what reason? I don't freaking know, man. Like, go solve your own goddamn problems. Like, fool, my mind cannot grasp why I went through such hell just to alchemize it, learn how to alchemize it in this human body, just so I could help raise this planet's consciousness. Like, what's so goddamn special about Earth? What's so special about humanity that we're in this deep state of transformation, and all of us beings who, I don't know, came here have to go and suffer so much. But anyway, yeah, I just want to say, like, if you're here and you're in alignment with what I'm saying, you're probably rejected by society. And I have found more of my family is out on YouTube than anywhere in this world. Like, I've traveled a lot. I've been traveling a lot, and I've still got a lot more traveling to do. But right now we're still in the earlier stages of ascension, so it's going to be much more clear when the fifth dimensional Earth, the Earth living in a raised vibration, raised consciousness. It's going to be much more clear what's stuck in the old density, and where those locations are, and where the new locations of higher consciousness, of higher frequency are operating from. We're still going through that shift, and it's going to become more apparent as time goes on. But I mean, let's look at the greatest masters throughout the world, from Yeshua, the original Jesus, who anchors in the Christos codes of awakening, to Buddha, to Yogananda, all of the enlightened ones who came here to do such great healing, who did such great work. Like, let's look at Jesus for an example. And I'd like to start off by saying that I am not religious at all. I stay the fuck away from organized religions. Organized religion to me is a trap, and I am not throwing shade on any religion. I respect all of them, and I believe in their true essence, their true uncorrupted essence. They are all just different streams to flow into the one ocean, which is God realization. So they're all their own path in their own way, but now we've come to a state in our world where everything's just become taken over and corrupted by, these dark entities with darker agendas. And once you've been tuned in, and you've probably been a reject your whole life. Like, goddamn, I've been a reject like through all my 20s. I went through all this suffering, and now thank God I'm alive, and I've came out of it. But now that I'm awake and actually doing well, it's like I'm still so isolated since I was in college. Like, it's been like that throughout my whole 20s, and the more awake I am, the less I can actually relate to people. And I've noticed that so much. Like, let me knock on the screen and climb in through your window if you're in alignment with this. If you're one of my favorite influencers, if I'm watching your videos, and you're probably more established than my channel, but goddamn, I want to knock on this camera like it's a door and be like, "Yo, what's up, dog? Let me hop in through the screen. You're my soul family. I want to give you a hug." But yeah, all of the greatest masters, like, they went through periods of isolation, great periods of isolation. And I feel like those of us who are awake are also pretty much isolated until we either get deep into our, how do I say this? Get deep established on our path of helping others, of anchoring in these higher codes from source for healing. But honestly, we're all kind of eccentric. We're all pretty intelligent. And yeah, man, it's just, we rejected this world before we were incarnated. So if you're really down and out, like, one thing I gotta say is, like, does any Christian really believe Jesus was so popular when he got crucified? Like, obviously Yeshua had a lot of followers, but you think if he was that popular, he would have gotten crucified on a freaking stake in the middle of some desert from his friend turning him out for somewhat, like, silver, I think it was. I forgot the dude's name. I'm not the best on quoting the Bible, but like, man, you think if Jesus was nearly like a millionth of how popular he is today, back then he would have armadas, he would have militaries fighting for him. He would have people would go to war and die for him before he was crucified on that stake. So, I mean, damn, if even Jesus Christ, the original Yeshua, was isolated and kind of an outcast, and he's very humble. He kept his gifts to himself for the most part, his healing abilities. But yeah, man, it's just a freaking lonely road sometimes. Just a freaking screw this freaking freak show, dude. Like, I want to just jump like I would jump in through the camera. I want to jump into the new earth, to the new earth operating on the fifth dimension, because this fucking stuff is unbearable for me, for most of us. But I gotta remember, I mean, the hard times, they're really difficult while you're going through them. But once you reach that sweet spot, especially after a long, like say a long hard run, you're running and you're running and you're tired and you're in pain and you know, you've got all this shit going on around you, but you're running this marathon and you're trying to get first place and win. You know, you're so much suffering, but that makes the victory so much sweeter. So the coconut that has been hanging from the tree is gonna be most ripe once it's ready to fall and it's sat on the tree for long enough time to become juicy and filled with juices for us to drink and enjoy. You know? Growth's not easy. Spiritual awakening certainly is not easy. So what's up? What's up to all my outcasts? What's up to all my true awakened ones? We will be reunited, I'm sure, in some time. And if not in this lifetime, once we have passed our bodies and are in the spirit world, of course, we'll be reunited. But while we're living in this earth world that seems so real, and we've got so much darkness and limitations with the physical human body, while we're still here, man, it's rough. And I just can't wait until we get a little farther along. And I'm just gonna do my thing and stay grounded, and I'll be keeping traveling, keep doing my spiritual work, and keep trying to find people that are resonating on the same frequency that I am. So not that I want to preach advice, but just stay grounded, do your soul's work first and foremost, put that above all else. And eventually, you know, this world's gonna be unrecognizable in a good way. That's it for today. Stay tuned, stay cosmic, Zodes out.